AI Alchemy Hour starts now.
What is up, everybody? Welcome. Okay. Arvel, good to see you, brother.
Greetings. Hello.
Greetings. Okay. What's up, Tina? Good to have you here. Just waiting for Nuno to come online.
All right. Hey, everybody.
What's up, Nuno?
Sorry about that. I had to get like water. I've been nonstop since 5:30 this morning.
Nice. All right, you earn one glass of water. Cool. So for anyone who hasn't been on Arvel, I think it's maybe your first one. Tino, I don't know if you've been on any of these, but we kind of started from scratch and said, hey, let's take a business idea, business concept, and using low cost, free tools, let's try to build as much as we can. And we chose pickleball by committee. Just kidding. By not by committee, by me deciding it'd be funny. So we're in the process of building it up. And really it's just playing around and exploring, like, all right, how can we use these different tools? And how fast can we go? So we've done some stuff with some funnels, and we are building a lead magnet. And the next step is to start building some content, start generating, and we'll just see how far we can take all this too. So cool. That's where we're at. What's up, Norman? All right. So Nuno, we have the funnel set up, right?
I believe so. I gotta like actually check my own memory. I believe we do. Let me just, I have a lot of working projects right here. Give me one quick second. So pull up the right thing here.
And then one thing we did is, while you're pulling that up, I'm going to show our pain-free pickleball checklist is made. It's done.
Well, can you walk through the process of exactly how you got this ordered and how you did it and everything else? Because I think that everybody was like freaking out about that a little bit and how much it actually cost.
Yes. So I'm going to give,
Thank you, Nuno.
I'm going to get this from Max, because I actually had Max do this and I don't know if he's on it, but I'll get the chat thread from him. But we talked to a couple of different people. This one was, I believe it was 50, which is a little, it's still pretty good. You could probably get it for cheaper, but we looked through them and we're like, okay, hopefully he joins on and I can get that chat thread for everybody. But all we did was give them the PDF or the document that we made last time. And remember, this is all like, I gave you the thread or the chat from last time about how we made this. So this is all AI generated. And then we have these links in here too, which I'll link back to Max's affiliate. So we have them. The one thing that I would change for this one, and you can either ask whoever you have make it, is this page right here that is under construction, is adding one simple page with all the links that's on it. And I would put it earlier on because this is pretty long. Most people are not going to read. No, most people are not going to open it, frankly. And then fewer people are going to read it and find the links. So making these links a lot bolder, a lot stronger. And then putting one page here, we have all the links together, is going to be better. But again, those are just fun little ways to monetize it. The whole value of it is to get the lead itself. Everybody clear on that? And feel good on that?
Yeah. So again, just to be super clear, we created this all in ChatGPT and we created a bunch of chapters. I think you did chapter by chapter and you use some of the prompts that you've already kind of provided everybody here. And then you just send it out. I've done these for as little as $25. I've actually spent some more premium dollars up to 100, but literally it's out of your hair. You order it once and it's very, if it's more about your particular service, all this will make them a little bit more sense. And you're going to know your readers, or if you're doing enough research, you're going to be definitely into it. And then after that, like we're picking a random topic we know nothing about just to prove a point of how easy it is to create now with AI and everything else. Now, the cool thing that I kind of wanted to show you this, we have this. Yeah, we paid somebody on Fiverr to edit with the pictures. Yeah, you give them pictures, you give them, or they can go find them. You know, they have like access to all these different things. But the more you give them, the better quality thing you're going to have if you especially want to control the design and what pictures you have. Now, you can take this document, which is pretty cool now, and you can go to Claude. And I like Claude better. I know you like Perplexity or whatever else. And you can have them create content that you can start posting now that is all about this. So you already have probably a good 10 to 15 posts, like blog posts, that you can leverage off of this 142-page guide. Does anybody have an idea how we're going to do that? Come on, wild guess. A lot of you have been on my call, so I hope you guys know this by now.
With Bard?
Well, no, Bard is the way we get general member. Bard's not a really great writer, right? I want to use Claude, but how can I generate a bunch of content, and which content would I generate first? Think about the what was that? Well, you already have the book. The book's done, right? The book's done and it's ready to go. What would be some of the content that I would generate? Like, what would be free, easy, and other stuff to do? Like, what can we get out there? What content would you want to generate first?
Where they can go and play.
No, you're still not following. So ads, posts, there you go. Emails, ads, and posts.
TikTok.
That's exactly right. Emails, ads, and posts, and blog, especially blog posts. There's a lot of content in here directly from the guide, because you always want to be relative to the guide. Hey, if you like to learn more, I created this guide. If you want to learn more, I created this guide. Like, you want to push it back to the guide where it's going to have the rest of the information going. So we can upload it right now. Yeah, we could. The only thing that we're and use it as a base. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So right from here, I could share, you could share. I think you have access, so it's going to be easier for you. Look, this time around, just go to Claude and literally, you know, you could use one of your prompt magics, but it's almost very, very simple to do. Create 10 blog posts from pages described in this PDF, in this lead magnet. All blog posts should also recommend them clicking on the link to download the lead magnet, which covers it even more. So we want to add that little thing in there, and obviously you want to create all your blog magic with the copywriting style and all that. You can go bananas in here.
Yep. So let's do
All
it.
blog posts should lead to the main thing.
And then Nuno, do you want to, while I'm popping this up, do you want to talk about ZimWriter? I know that's one of the tools that you recommend. I know it's only for
Yeah. So
Windows,
ZimWriter is pretty cool. I actually have the older version of it. I haven't updated because I'm so lazy about it, but it works so good. Can you allow us to share screens?
Yeah.
So ZimWriter, the guy who invented this thing is remarkable. Like, this is the simplest of tools, but I absolutely love it. But it's based off of a computer file. So it's kind of a little archaic. It's not like a big GUI, but it's pretty affordable. So for instance, I literally have it in, just so you guys see, I have it in a folder. This is the folder High Access ZimWriter. And I click on it. And I literally think I have to start. I think I have it. There we go. Okay. And it gives me the ability of writing articles. So I can come in here and I can write an SEO blog writer. Give me one of the 10 posts. Give me the blogs. Oh my God. Give me the title of the blogs. And I wonder if I can do. Here, we can actually go back to Claude just to kind of generate the ideas. But basically what ZimWriter is, it's a very advanced blog writer. It actually is really, really good. And it can create blogs that are very, very like SEO based level that will actually start ranking some of your stuff. I've used it a couple times, and a lot of my stuff was written by ZimWriter. That's on my current blog post, and I'm ranking for a couple keywords already.
Yep, and then that one, it only works for Mac. right? Or sorry, for Windows.
No, you can use it with the Mac. It's a little bit more of a complicated setup, but basically you disguise your Mac to be a PC and then it works. But it is
Yeah,
usable.
you got to use like an emulator.
Yeah,
right?
and then it's an emulator, but you can definitely use it. But literally, I haven't had the most updated version. I know he's updated quite a few times, but
Nice.
like I've been pretty content with this one. And I have where I've automated this thing where if that automation was, it took me like a week to set up, but it does use Open API. Let me know when you get the blog. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool. So very simple. And here we have 20 different ideas. Let's just pick an idea and go with it.
Yeah, let's just do essential pickle. Well, that it's not going to pick the right one unless we give a contest. This is why I want to use Claude for this one first, because it's gonna go back to the PDF article, and we want to make sure we keep it congruent for now. And then we can use ZimWriter to write additional articles based on some of the stuff that we have, right? So for instance, for now, let's go with number 1.
Okay.
And I would say, let's write number 1. We want to make it at least 2,100 words. Make sure the keywords being pickleball for seniors. And you want to make sure we always point to a link where they can download the free lead magnet. And can you write an SEO blog article? Yeah, the reason why I like doing this, I do this also when I have to write, like when I have a page and they're like, I need an abandoned cart email or whatever else, I'll actually link to the page and I'll use ChatGPT 4 with the like, again, the actual link, and then it'll go through. But this is pretty extensive. This is going to give you a pretty decent article. Now from here, I'm going to take this one article. I'm going to ask, please create 10 Facebook posts, Instagram posts that I can leverage for this one article, also linking back to whatever. And then the strategy behind this I would create a simple blog site called Pickleball Empire. I can make it just literally a blog page, and it would also can link to that. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that here, because we can use high level to do the same exact thing. It's not the most advanced SEO editor, but it will work for what we have. And we literally can make one funnel where all this just leads back to the lead magnet. Look at this thing. It's telling us where to insert images and so forth and so on. But you guys see what you're doing? You're putting content out in the internet. Guarantee this isn't a very powerful keyword yet, in the sense of like where you're gonna have a lot of competition on it, because it's still like a kind of a growing sport. It's not like you put in like a like some kind of medical term or something that somebody's been, or supplement of some sort, and it's been kind of like completely washed out. This is still a pretty active area where you can still probably penetrate. And then from here, again, the next, if you just want to start writing this out, Luke, just put in create Facebook posts and Instagram and Facebook posts from this article that also lead back to the provided lead magnet. And the strategy always is, when you're using any kind of Facebook, always go and find the groups. Does everybody know here how to find groups on Facebook? Anyone? So Ryan, you're shaking your head yes. How do you do it?
Okay, so you basically just go to your well, if you're on mobile, just go to go to one of your menus, and there should be like an icon there that says Facebook groups. And if you're on your PC or your Mac, you just I think you just find it's on the side. I think it's on the left.
Mhm.
It's the left side, right? One of the icons.
We'll do it with you, but it's literally that simple. It's not that hard. And then what you also want to do with like Instagram is you put hashtag pickleball and you see everything that comes through in pickleball that has the hashtag. And then try to find where a lot of the traffic is going and then just start posting replies to people's posts and everything else just to kind of get yourself known. Look, how about, look, you see what it's doing right here? Pretty easy posts. Doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Yeah, where's Zimwriter to come in? Zimwriter is, well, I'm gonna show you where it comes in a second. Let's just kind of go in order, right? So far, we took the lead magnet we created, right? We put a lot of effort into it. We created our first blog post that we're going to use on our site, and we're going to load it with images, put some SEO behind it. We're now going to have some Facebook groups that are going to link back to either the article, the SEO article, or it's going to link back to the lead magnet. Either way, we're going to win if that's the case. And then Zimwriter will come in is if we want to write a better article that's more SEO rich, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But now I'm going to go back and share my screen again. And we're going to go back to this because again, we're going to access that in 1 second. I'm just going to put this here along with this here. All right. And put them on my gazillion windows here. I have to like see which one I'm not going to break. Okay. And then here, let's just go to Facebook. Oh God, now I'll be like, I'll forever get Lord Almighty, like all these like pickleball things now. Well, you got to do search once and you're forever in the pickleball world. Okay. All right, submit code. Okay. So if you're in here, Facebook is actually pretty darn powerful. You can go to groups on the left-hand side if you're in here, and you can discover. And based on your likes and interests, it's going to pull like, oh, wow. It like pulled up where I live. It pulled out HL Pro Tool. It pulled out all the stuff that I'm currently into. But if I want to search groups, you see right here on the left-hand side, all I have to do is pickle ball. And I probably start with like local because I might know the local area and I can like probably add a little bit to my post knowing about whatever it is, right? So if I type in pickleball, oh God, help me. Look at this. Half of these I guarantee, oh look, I have people that are actually friends in this. So I'll definitely not my no, but again, I have a forum, New Jersey, regional tournaments for beginners to advanced players. And I would go in and I would start asking questions, you know, or if somebody's like, hey, what paddle board is the best for whatever? And then I would wait for that moment and be like, oh, I know which one. Hey, check out my guide. In this guide, I have this. And then I would just send them over to the link to the guide, or I would share my post on that. And I would start in like kind of putting myself in there. A wild thing that my friend did, and it was really brilliant. He joined a group he knew nothing about. And you ready for what this group was? It was the people that clean the where all the poop goes. What is it? Oh my God, I can't remember what it is. Well, it's just it's the big tanks outside. I can't remember what they are.
Yeah, the septic tanks.
Sewers and the manhole
Yeah.
covers.
So he's trying to get into the septic field, and apparently it's a very like, believe it or not, a very tight-lit field. Like they don't let anybody in, and he's trying to run ads for these people. So what he did is he joined these groups in like pretending he was one of these guys. And when people were asking questions, he was ChatGPTing the answers and posting on the and people, oh yeah, that's a good idea. He's like, how'd you know about that? He's like, oh, you know, my years of experience. I mean, it was kind of dirty, but it was really funny the way he did it. But you would come in here, join groups, get into as many groups as you possibly can, really absorb it, and then just start posting inside the groups. And what happens naturally in this is people will start looking you up. And if you have things that are related to the group, they'll start doing some information searches on you and everything else. Believe it or not, when I post in groups, the first thing that people do is they don't click on the answer, they click on me. And if they click on me, they go to my profile, and my profile has all my lead magnets and everything else they can get access to. So, but that's what people naturally do, right? Or sometimes you can message them directly. Hey, I saw that your question. Have you tried this paddle? And now I know it sounds kind of like, if you want the low budget, I got no money approach, this is literally how I've made a lot of money. I will sneak into masterminds, groups. I will start answering people's questions. And if you would like to tell me if everything burned down to the ground today and I had to start over, this is the approach that I've had for years. I will literally infiltrate a group. I will act as the expert in the group. I will answer as many possible questions that I can. People will start reaching out to me. I start messaging them. When they message me, I immediately start drawing them in. Hey, you want to jump on a quick call? Or hey, do you just if you download this guide here, I got this thing that'll help you out right now. So my YouTube channel growth is all because of that. Like, hey, I have this problem. Hey, check out my video. It solves your problem. It's literally that simple. And this takes you about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes a day. This is organic promotion of you not just like kind of sitting in the sidelines and waiting for things to happen for you. And the more often you do it, the system will start recognizing this and it'll start showing your answers more often. That's how the algorithm works. Algorithm works based on consistency and how often people are clicking on your things. So for instance, if all of a sudden Luke started posting and he posts once a week, but I click on Luke's post every single time, it will show me every single day Luke's post more often because I have now shown interest in Luke. Because what Facebook wants to do is show you only things that you're interested in to keep you longer in the system. Because eventually the longer you're in the system, the more possibility you are of buying an ad or buying something that Facebook is advertising. Do you get to see how this like crazy, like mind craziness works here? This is the free organic, like I have no money approach. I just want to make sure we're all clear here. So make believe this is something that I know because I am not clicking and joining a Facebook group because I don't want to destroy my own algorithm here. But for instance, if I come in here and I go to one of my groups, right? I go to like, I live in the high level group like it's a holiday because that's where my people are. That's is like what I'm an expert in. And I literally will go through here. I'll answer this question. And I'll just go through it over and over. And then I will, hey, message me if you want some additional help. And that's how I do it. I will scour this until I can find a question that I can do it. And honestly, there are so many freaking questions. And the larger the group, the more opportunity it is. Like, this is literally the way I'm like, I'm not exaggerating. I've landed $1 million clients because of this.
My only concern would be because some groups have rules of self promotion.
Well, you're not self-promoting. How am I doing it? I'm answering your question. How am I self-promoting?
But
And if I can't, if that rule is that I can't share a guide with you, no problem. I'll just message you the guide.
you'll message the guy.
I'll just message the person and go, hey, I saw your question about this. Have you looked into this? And they say they're yes or no. And I'm like, well, here's a guide, and here's how you can look it for further. You're not, if you're answering the question, you're not, if you're like downwriting like, hey, check out my guide and you post it, that's going to go against pretty much every group policy that's out there. If I answer a question and they have further questions and I send them a video that answers their question, I've never really been like kicked out of anything because of that. I told you the only time I got suspended from Facebook for like a whole day was on when I said I hit the tiny person. When I was talking about an icon and I said, hit the little running man, and I got suspended because I was being violent towards little people. I'm not exaggerating. You guys are all laughing at me. For 24 hours, I could not access Facebook because apparently I was being very derogatory to little people. And I had to explain that it was an icon and actually send them an image, and it still declined me for 24 hours. And I went against community standards. So don't hit little people. That's all I can tell you. But you guys see the approach here? Now, the post that it's telling you to do that, you would do that on your personal page, and you would also do it on a business page. If you would do the Pickleball Empire, I do them at the same time. You would create a Pickleball Empire Facebook page, and then at the same time, you would post on the Pickleball Facebook Empire page, and you would post on your personal page, like just so then friends and family and anybody that might be possibly interested in pickleball might get that. And believe it or not, your friends and family were the ones, oh, you played pickleball, and you'd be surprised. Out of like my 3,000 acquaintances that I have on Facebook, probably one of them plays pickleball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of you want to go into. But you saw the content generation, right? Like, I mean, you have ammunition, You have the posts. It's just like, and then you just got to kind of do the legwork. The problem is that nobody will actually go through the steps in order to do that. Again, I spend about 30 minutes a day on a group answering questions, and I do it in the morning. I'll do it while I'm in between sets at the gym. I'll do it while, like in the bathroom, and I'm exaggerating. Like, I'll literally do it any step that I can. I'll be in a group that I know is active, and I'll answer 1 or 2 questions, and then I move on, and I go on about my business. If somebody responds back, awesome. If they don't, they don't. I gotten 4 leads today alone from somebody that didn't know how to set up Facebook conversions API. I literally posted my video. I'm like, just go to this video. It shows you how to do it. And they did. And I got 4 new subscribers today, amazingly, on my YouTube channel. You don't have to do a lot of effort. The problem is you just have to be consistent with it. And that's like the hardest part. How committed are you to doing this stuff? But for instance, you have a blog post. I think you're going to have to share with me in Slack, because I don't think we can share it in here. But there's a lot of questions. Okay. So, yeah, so we paid somebody on Fiverr. You already guys got that. We did emails, ads, and posts. ZimWriter, I'm going to show you how to do it, but I want to first show you how to create a blog post that we can easily do it inside of High Level. ZimWriter will do when I want to do more posts, or when I want to do a more SEO post, because what it does is it writes really good SEO. Like, it uses the keywords that I want to use. It goes over it. But because we're going to be very specific on what we're recommending, because I also want to make affiliate commission if somebody clicks on that paddle ball, because I want to start earning some commissions for my work right in there. Yeah, answering questions. Like I said, that is my strategy. I answer questions, I act like the expert, and then I give them stuff. Would you make a new profile where you're a pickleball enthusiast? I mean, you can't create a new profile because like Facebook frowns upon it and everything else. So I would create a Facebook page. I would just add it to your personal, and then I would just go with it. If you do have a strategy behind this and you really want to do it, you got to like go all in. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be the next like pickleball enthusiast, and it's going to be like a little side income, be a pickleball enthusiast. You like, just become whatever it is that you're trying to pitch. There's a guy now that's doing RC. What's the race car stuff? Apparently you can race these things like at like tracks, and people go bananas with these things. Like, and the average purchase price is like $1,000. Like, it's starting, not drones. It's the little
I
cars.
think RC is right. Yeah.
Yeah. The remote control cars. The guy I just met today, he's got a $300,000 business just selling courses on how to build them. I'm like, what the? Like, but you look him up, RC enthusiast, everything is RC. And he pictures of his family hanging out with his things, and then all of a sudden you'll see an RC picture. So, I mean, it's just like, you got to kind of balance it in between. But this is like pure, easily gold. So if I go and share my screen, and I come in here, and we go back in here, right? This is our lead magnet. All right. Again, we're going to add some design and everything else. Not that we have a lead magnet, we could create some images on it. Once I get that lead magnet, I can then go in here, right? We made some goofy stuff. We created this very quickly last time. Now what I can do is I can also create a blog in here. Now, blogs work a little funny in here, so it's going to be kind of interesting how we do it. But basically, I come in here. I'm going to do, this is our blog page. All right. And the blog. And again, we're not looking for design right now. All we're looking is for functionality. I'm going to create from blank. And if you guys remember, right, name your sections, come in here. This is going to be our header, which is going to say blog for now.
Hey, Nuno.
Yeah.
Why in this case you're not going with any of the templates?
Because there's no, well, I mean, I could. I'm doing it more right now, Rodrigo, because I'm showing everybody like you don't have to make it overly complicated. You can always design later, but just creating the format. Like, if I wanted to use a template, we could use a page template, but I just want to show you like literally this is going to take me like 2 seconds to do this. So I'm going to add another row, and then this, I'm going to add the blog element. Okay. It's an element. It's a dynamic element. What a dynamic element means is it's going to change as I add content in the blog area. I know, a little confusing, but you'll see in a second. And then the last section, I'm just going to add a footer, just so then I stay legal here. All right. And I added a footer, label this footer. Okay. Add a row. one column. It's going to be some paragraph with some jargon and whatever else. That's it. I've created my blog area. Now, what's cool about high level is I can come in here. It's got its own blog. And again, this is not, I'm not saying that this is the best SEO software, but if I'm trying to keep low cost, keep everything in one shot, I have the ability. Some of you guys already have it. There's nothing you can do wrong here. So I go here in blogs. I go to the steps. I'm going to first create a category. All right. Add a new category. This is going to be pickleball. All right. Change the image. We're going to do the one of me and me and Luke. I've used that picture more times than often. I don't know why it is.
It's so
So-
funny.
Pickleball. All right. Pickleball.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna make you the ball guy. And then I'm gonna
Yeah.
pickleball. All right. And then I would just like again, pickleball. Like I'm just trying to get that out there. Right. So here's the pickleball. Fantastic. I'm gonna do the author. I already have myself. Look, I added myself today. Awesome. And now I can write my first article. I'm gonna come in here. New post. Title is, you put it in Slack for me?
Yep.
Look at you. You're looking. Listen. Titles are important. H1s are important. I'm going to go over all that. Okay, that's the title. The image, we don't have one, but we can always get one later on. For now, I'm just going to use the same image over and over again. Okay, and then it's going to be pickleball racket. All right, and then it would be a better description. I actually take the first part of what it wrote, and I use that as the description. All right. And then from here, the header is always going to be the title. So when doing any kind of SEO, you can only have one H1. H1 is where the most of the SEO is going to live. So that's it right here. I'm going to center that. All right. I think it has breakdowns of the images somewhere. Yep. So we're going to go, this is going to be a little sloppy. And again, I'm not worrying about a lot of this stuff right now. I just want to get something out. Yeah, that's like way not nice, but we're going to do that a little bit later. And then copy all the spaces. Again, this is where, actually, believe it or not, if you share your Claude with me, I should be able to like actually pull like the format.
See. Unfortunately, you can't share this chat.
You can on the top right-hand side, and won't let you share that?
Not for Claude.
I thought it did.
You have, if you're on Chrome, you can, but you have to download like an Claude.
Oh.
extension. So kind of complicated.
Yeah, we don't have time for that shit. So, all right. So we're just gonna do our best, make it sound like, you know, kind of like somewhat intelligible, and then we'll move over there. All right, and there'll be the first image. You know, and then again, look, but I mean, you can highlight it. We can create little sub headlines. Again, the whole entire point is we are always going to circle back to that, right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to copy the whole thing for now. Going to get rid of all this other crap. Oh, why can't I delete that? You all see a trash can?
Maybe use delete button.
You know what? That was it. See? Don't have to be an expert. Just have to get it done. All right. So again, not worried about like the formatting. Again, guys, like styling is the thing you can hire somebody for. Again, a lot of people know how to do design really well. You can do all kinds of things. We just want to get something available that we can start messing around with. And then here's the link. All right. And then the link would be at the bottom. Oh, this will be the link. Download our Okay. And we'll put that, we can put buttons in here. This is gonna be a new window. I'm gonna hit add. We're just gonna do hashtag. Whoop. Okay. Cool. And then you have all this. Now I can take one of these, and again, whoop, let me just kind of finish that. Sorry, that was a little short there. I would add a link. I would hit save. I would hit continue. Category will be pickleball. Keywords would be pickleball. It will probably be pickleball for seniors because I want to be very, I want to start getting into like really key things in here. The author is going to be me. I'm going to go ahead and publish today's date. Fantastic. Now I have content that's out there. You can use backlinks. You can use all those things. You can start reading about SEO and how to do it. But at least now, if I go into my funnel, you go to my Pickleball Empire funnel, where I already have my checklist, I now can go in here. And it's going to have high level, but for instance, we're going to come in here. And now I have a blog post. Basic with no images, but I can add links. I can do whatever I needed to do in here. Now from here, again, because I have like a post already. If you want to be really smart, look at this. You're going to come in here. Go to ChatGTP. We'll use DALL-E because lately it's been doing some really cool cartoon kind of style things in here. I'm going to continue with Google. What is up? Why didn't all my like stuff? Oh, because I'm incognito. That's why. Okay. Oh my God. All right, hold on. There's a lot of complications here. Cool. And I'm going to go use 4 because it uses DALL-E. Create an image and improve this Facebook post. And then literally I would take this, make believe this is my like my personal page. And I would drop it right in here. If I had a particular business page, I would drop it in there. And then you're answering questions, you're pushing people back to your guide, and now you can do this for days. Now, the more often you post on said pickleball or whatever the subject matter is, the more likely you're going to start showing in other people's feeds that have similar interests. And that's where things go in. It's the consistency of the posting and the quality of the post that will always get a credit. And this is only one channel. We're not even talking about Instagram. All right. And Instagram and TikTok, if you start doing videos. No, that's a good image. Everybody see that, right? I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Let me refresh this maybe. That's actually not bad.
Nice.
That is not bad. I mean, the comfort play thing is a little misspelled, but damn, I would just fix that image and erase that and use this. And then I mean, this is okay. And I'll just say, create a better Facebook post. And I thought about this the other day, Luke. I'm going to go Leonardo. Leonardo.ai, probably one of my favorites. And I'm not even that good at it, man. I've seen some people like, oh man, I got to stop using incognito. Hold on.
They do some crazy stuff on there.
Yeah, there is some really like, it is by far one of my favorite ones for Leonardo. And launch app. So many sign-ins and logins, geez. I'm gonna be the guy that invents the one login for everything. That's like the most secure thing ever. If I go, I mean, it is just the art that it creates is amazing. I'm gonna go to image generation. Alchemy, by the way, these are the images it's created. Cartoonish to like that. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna turn Alchemy on, photo real. Depth of field, we're gonna go to medium, raw mode on. And I'm gonna have type in a prompt, create an avatar for pickle ball. The only thing is last time I remember, it didn't remember. Like, was it you that we were trying? It didn't know what pickleball was, so it kept putting basketball. I don't know if it's gonna do it. So let's see what it comes up with. But if anything, I might create just like the older image of like what I want it to kind of look like. But we'll see. We'll see how it comes out. But the point of it is, you can literally create the enthusiast with somebody else and not even your face on it. And that's running the business. You know what I'm saying? If you just kind of, okay, so yeah, it confuses, it literally has no idea what pickleball is. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's got basketballs. It thinks it's a basketball. I have no idea what it is. All right. So that's going to be a little hard. Prompt generation.
Luke, do you think it's because of the spelling slightly for pickleball?
Probably not.
Is
It's probably
pickleball
just,
one word or two words?
one.
Mm.
Am I spelling it right there? Pickleball?
Pickle instead of ELLE.
Oh, could be. I don't think it's that particular, but let's see. Oh, all right. Well, that works. Let's try this. Oh, actually, I think I can do it right here. With a twinkle in his eye, clutching a pickleball. So it actually helps you with prompts and everything else. I just like the realism it sometimes provides. But the point of the matter is, like, the problem is not going to be content for you. The problem is going to be like doing the content and posting it and getting it all up and running and everything else. So we are probably going to go like, it's probably moving a little bit more into WordPress and actually buying a domain. That's funny. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's like so freaking close. That's not bad. It just needs to regenerate. How do you? You just say no. It's look terrible. Let's generate again. But the point of the matter is, we're trying to get like a decent avatar. We're trying to get like somebody that we can use, but at the same time, like posts. Again, this is by far, it's not bad at all. And then I asked it to give me a better, funner post. And this is better. A little bit more lively, introduce the ultimate putting guide for seniors, lightweight, discover, blah, blah, blah. This seems a little bit more real. This is like probably what I would use. And then, except the paddle's floating there. I have no idea what that is. That might be usable. That's actually not bad. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fits the bill of what we're trying to do. But that will be, I mean, the wrinkles are spot on. I mean, everything but the paddle, but that I can leverage that. You know what I'm saying? Point of the matter is like just now setting up a schedule of like, what would you do first? So I personally would create the lead magnet page. I personally would just run ads because we have like no audience whatsoever, and it just would speed up the process. Because we're going organic, then the best other thing that I would do is create like a small no frills blog post. You can use things like Blogger, Reddit, things that like are active and people will go through. So you can go in here and create an actual blog just on that and start going through it. There are a lot of free tools that you can do to do that. If you want to spend a little bit more, be wiser about it, you can buy backlinks to your SEO article, which just means links that are a little bit more powerful. They're going into you. And then you would just start posting on a regular frequency to get the recognition and everything else kind of going on there. So, but that's literally going to be the approach. Again, because we want to see some better results, it's going to be probably a little bit of ad money. I wouldn't put like 20, I put like $5 a day on this thing, and just letting it ride out for like a month, and see if we can generate any leads, and then start penetrating the groups, like the Facebook groups, to kind of get them going and all of that. Is any of this making sense, guys? Like, it's pretty practical.
A couple things. So if we get a domain, you'll be able to set up a WordPress site.
Mhm.
All right. Because that'll be one. The other one is I don't know how far along is the newsletter thing that you have?
It's coming. It's around the corner.
It's around the
Keep
corner.
saying that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's around the
Okay.
corner. UI is almost there, and we're getting there.
Cool.
But in the meantime, we can substitute with like just writing a newsletter inside of whatever.
Cool. Yeah, we could do
So Ron asked why WordPress versus GHL blog feature. WordPress is made for SEO. They have a lot of free plugins that you can do that you can just that work in conjunction with ZimWriter, and then those two together become like a really, really powerful like force. Like you can just auto generate that thing, and that thing will just keep creating blog posts after blog post after blog post and everything else. But we didn't show ZimWriter, so let me show off ZimWriter a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go for the SEO blog article. All right, we're gonna give it the headline. No global background. Headlines would be engage pickleball paddle. Well, let's just see what it generates on its own. Now, here's a cool thing. You can enable all these things, right? H2 description, because again, like you have one H1, that's going to be the title. Then you can generate H2s using only AI. You can copy H2s and 3s from a clipboard, which we do. Ours are.
What's H2 and all this?
It means, so, okay, when you go into, let me go back into, nope. Nope again. So if I come in here, the way the SEO, like Google reads documents on the online, and a lot of SEO like browsers, like I say, like bots read it. The headline is always going to be your first H1. That's the headline. Then H2s are going to be the sub headlines that are going to be equivalent. For us, the sub headlines would be like the different paddles that we're promoting. You follow? And then it would just go from there. And you want to have at least like up to 6 H2s and 1 H1s, which is going to be usually be around the title, and then it can just go through here. So we're actually going to let it generate its H2s. Still, I hope my connection's still active on this thing, because it should be. While it's doing that, oh, it won't let me do anything else. But I get to pick the voice of it. I get to put yours, which is second voice. I can enable a table. And sometimes it gives you the percentage of when it can do this. It'll do this 30% of the time. We'll add a markdown table. You can enable FAQs. You can enable Midjourney to create a prompt for each of the images you want in between. You can enable like a teaser. And you could do active voice versus passive voice, disable skinny paragraphs, disable conclusion, and then you can customize it in the way that you want. Manual keywords, you're going to put in the manual keywords that you want to use, and then it will use those keywords in there. Now, the only reason why this might be a little off is because we pulled very specific paddles. So that's why ZimWriter in this case wouldn't work really well. Because if we're going to try to do an affiliate link and it's going to go elsewhere, ZimWriter doesn't have the ability of reading like domain sites. So that's the only reason why it won't. And it's taking a little longer than 30 seconds. And then I'll go through and then we should actually go back to step 4.
No, can I ask, does it write in foreign language?
I believe it, I think it does because it's whatever it goes through.
Thank you.
Scraping URLs. Okay, so then you know what? Let's just do. Yeah, it might not be connected. See, that's the thing about this thing. Come on, what's going on? It might be because I have the older version. I wasn't expecting to use ZimWriter, so my apologies, Luke. I'll have this up next time. But I have to probably just update. So here, let's exit. Yeah. Come on. Oh, wow, it is really like, it's like mad. All right, well, I'll get ZimWriter up and going, Luke, like in the meantime, but yeah, we can get a WordPress site up and going. We can actually get some design going on the funnel page. We'll do all that. And actually, like, I'll just get one of my designers to quickly pop something pretty quick together, just so you can kind of see like a different design aspect. It is the holiday, so it probably won't be until next week. So, but that's what we will do there. And then, yeah, I would probably use WordPress to do blogging because that is what's probably going to generate a little bit more links and all that other stuff to go through. And then we can use a combination of ZimWriter, Claude, and everything else to get those blog posts out. And then, you know, probably hire a service for backlinks if we want to go the SEO route, or just start running some ads. And again, on a low budget ad template, like you can probably do it for like $5 because it is a free lead magnet, and just see what it generates. Like our goal is just to get one person to click. If one gets one person to click, then we win. You know what I'm saying? So definitely not a very hard thing to do whatsoever. Pretty cool.
Yep. That's powerful. So now we're at a point where we got to figure out what the next step is, because if you're doing a low budget one, like Nuno said, you put in the elbow grease, which means you're on Facebook, you're the group expert, you're posting these blogs, you're doing all of that. So probably our next step is either having a VA start to do some of these things in the background for us. So my route would be just like Nuno was saying, is let's get the content up. So let's get the blog up, get a workflow in place, and then you yourself would either be posting that content, but in our case, we'll probably just get a VA. And I'll probably just have my VA, as long as we get some SOPs in place. We can have my VA posting some blogs. So we should get our domain, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think it's time for a domain finally.
I think
So
it's
yeah,
time for a
let's get our
domain.
domain.
Okay. What do we like the dailydink.co? Ron's shaking his head
sounds
no.
so like it
sounds creepy. I won't lie.
It sounds creepy. Like the Daily Dink. I mean, does
It
Dink
definitely
offend
sounds
anybody?
creepy.
If it sounds like
Dink has a meaning now too. If you've heard of that, and it's
does it?
yeah, dual income, no kids, something. Yeah, Max.
let's not
Dual
do
income couples. Yeah, allthepickleball.com.
But it's a
Somebody
move.
find me a good
specifically,
domain. What is
Dink.
some good domain?
Well, I thought we
Yeah,
came up
this
with a
Dink.
didn't we come up with a couple ones? Like we had a whole list. We had a document with a full list on it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
Dual
that's it,
income, no kids.
No kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
it.
is kind of a movement. People are doing posts about this and say, "Hey, we're Dink, we can do this and we can do that because we have no kids." idiotic thing. Dude.
Put your
Rodrigo's
flag on the
not a
pole.
fan.
Ah, kids.
All right, well, let's see. I like Dink Dynasty too, but again, we don't like Dink, so
No.
But I'm sorry, what's the relation of Dink with pickleball?
I think
It's
it's
what
like
you
a
call
serve.
like
It's a move.
It's a move. It's a very
Oh,
like
okay.
it's a very like known move in pickleball.
Yeah. Come on, we're experts in pickleball. We know this.
We are now. I mean, I've been learning more than I probably should, and like I'm actually
So
signing
we
up my
need-
kids for pickleballs just so that I can understand this. I'm like going down this path of like, why am I doing this?
Okay, so we need a let's pull it up. So we need a domain. We need the WordPress site, right?
Well, I need a domain in order to get a WordPress site. I have like that. Putting a WordPress site is easy. I can actually go over that in one of the calls. It's not that hard either, guys.
And then for the I guess for ZimWriter, we could look at it next time. and
Yeah,
see.
I got actually down. I have like the lifetime deal. I just got to download. I think I'm like on 7. I think it's like on 9.
Yeah, the thing's on 9. I bought it today and then I was like, oh, I have a Mac, so that doesn't make sense.
I literally got it when it was 7.
So the end goal is to
yeah.
the end goal is to get to build an email list, and then the next goal would probably be to do a info product. That's it. And once you get info, then we can look at physical and go from
And
there.
physical probably be low income, easy entry would probably be apparel. Because we can do like a Shopify store, stand up Shopify store for like $59 a month. And use Printify, or they have a couple of them in Printful, Printify. There's a whole bunch of them. And then you would just do mugs. We use ChatGPT, come up with some crazy like, sayings and memes, and then make them shirts. And then just kind of go into it. And then, I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole, like deep, create a little like app that keeps your score. You know what I'm saying? Like in pickleball, like while you're playing. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do.
Hey,
So
Luke,
let's-
check
let's
out that domains link up there. We want to go all AI on this. It's a AI domain server. At least just another resource.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Okay, we're looking for. Yeah, I'm gonna share this real quick. Okay, what are we building? Pickleball Empire, obviously. Okay,
.coms only, yeah.
.coms.
Yep.
Zestful pickle.
Pickle burst is not bad.
Pickle burst. Pro paddleball.
Smash NYC, that's Pro paddleball. That's not bad. Pro paddleball.
Pro paddleball's not bad.
I like paddleball and pickleball are the same thing. Pickle burst. I don't mind pickle burst. I think pickle burst is pretty interesting. Smash sink. That's interesting. It's actually not bad, man.
All right, pickle burst. What do the people say?
Keep trying some more. They're kind of okay, but there's
Really?
not one that goes, oh my God, that's fabulous.
You don't
Right,
think
you say-
Smash Sink was pretty good? I thought Smash Sink and Pickle Burst was pretty good. Slice Zen. That's like it's Slice,
Slice
again. I don't
Zen's-
know if like
Zest pickle, court craftsman. Let's do a couple more.
it's pretty good.
Paddle pop,
Oh no, we almost had it.
pickle peak.
Slice.
Paddle pop was great. Damn.
Yeah, but we lost it, didn't have it. A lot of zest. What's with the zest?
Yeah, pretty into zest.
It's like lemon squeeze, zest.
It's like zesty pickles. Court mingle, slice strike, prime backhand. I like prime
Too long.
backhand.
Too long. Too long.
Okay, so it's got to be pro paddleball or pickle burst.
Pro paddleball. Or what was the other one? Did you say? Or pickle burst?
I like pickle burst.
Wait, it's
Pickleburst.
yeah, pickle burst. I think pickle burst is good. I yeah, pickle burst. I think it can work with pickle burst. Because if you go apparel, pickle burst would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you could do some fun stuff.
It's a shorter
Pickle
name, you're
burst.
right.
All right, so
But-
let's get that.
Hold on, you
Max,
need it-
that's a
need to
good.
Look at the other names to know that.
Also,
was
this is
the
that
name.
website that Max was sharing. I generated this one for, it didn't have pickleball, but it had tennis. So pretty cool. You can see how, obviously you can edit it and move it. I don't know how good the functionality is or whatever, but we'll probably use
Yeah, we're gonna make it. We're gonna just use
WordPress.
yeah, WordPress.
Okay, cool.
Simple. And we're gonna
Alright,
still
so-
use high level for our funnels, and we're gonna use that for WordPress for like the SEO and the blogging. No, it's fine. Far from. But that's what we're gonna do. Now that we have a domain, just when you buy that domain, just give me access, Luke. And then I'll who do you use for hosting? I use SiteGround. I have an executive account with SiteGround, and I just have all my websites and stuff in there. So just because this is what I do for a living, so I have websites, but they offer a pretty competitive. You can get the cheapest thing, I think, for like, I'm gonna say like $2 a month, like your beginning package, and then I think you pay like $12 a month later on for that. ZimWriter will auto populate inside of WordPress, but you do need to connect it. It is a little tricky. It took me a little while to figure it out last time, and actually I did it like probably a year ago, right when like AI was getting kind of crazy. But I don't know if I still have that connection somewhere, and I probably won't, because I'm gonna have to probably reload this thing and reinstall ZimWriter, so that's gonna take a hot minute. But again, there is no excuse why you guys can't do this. I just want to make sure you guys are taking action. All you guys keep watching us, and I don't see any blog posts. I don't see any like searching for that and everything else. Guys, like you just gotta like pick something and roll with it, man. I mean, like Rodrigo, you were talking about the one you play in the sand in Brazil. Like it's coming into, like, it's big in Florida.
Beach tennis. The day on Monday evening, I had a meeting with a guy who's building 6 courts here. Big project, and I tied up the guy who's gonna do the building thing for the guy who has the money. So I showed him what we're doing here with pickleball for us to do the same thing with beach tennis thing. He was crazy. He was like, "Let's gonna do what's the investment I need to do to get this done?" And
Yeah,
now
again,
I'm gonna do that with him.
Please do this. Please do this. I need you guys to
Yeah. And this guy, he's like, his business plan is to have multiple courts all over Florida, like franchising and all of that. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be part of the brand. So the conversation went very well.
No, hold on. I purchased an LLC, right? And so obviously then I can text, obviously, what's it, USA, Canada, Mexico, because then I need my EIN number. Basically it's done it all, and we're waiting on the IRS to come back with the I guess with the EIN number. And
Yeah,
I
but
purchased a site to a very just
now,
it's eight letter site. It's a hold on. It's a general LLC which I can use for marketing and selling stuff, digital
yeah,
marketing.
but that's what I'm saying.
selling
Like,
it.
that's, you don't even need that, honestly, to start, because this is gonna have, if you're doing it organically with not ads, it's gonna take a little bit of a ramp up. Like, you just gotta put in elbow grease. If you're gonna do it organic, there's no way around it. Luke and I don't want to put in elbow grease. I'd rather just put like $20 or like $100 into this and like run some ads, get a mailing list. And again, the goal is, if we get like one affiliate sale, or we get like a couple downloads of a lead magnet, and we grow our list from 0 to, let's say, 100, then we're pretty solid in there. And I would honestly like, but like what we're trying to get at is just like, we don't want you to just like delay, because you're gonna have us as we're building out this project. But you guys, it's like, just don't stand on the sidelines. though. I'm telling you, this is not the time to do that. New Year's starting, it's right around the corner. It is literally the time to start something like this.
Everybody New Year's resolutions, that's why, and they all want to do something. Oh, let's do pickleball.
When deciding on a lead magnet, like y'all called it a checklist, but you did more of a guide, right? like, do you tend to want to do something that's a little bit longer or shorter? Does it just depend on what the objective is
depends,
with
like,
the lead magnet?
Even now, we're trying to grow our email list because we're trying to get into the newsletter. We're breaking into the newsletter world, right? So we have a couple lead magnets going to just everything that we're telling you. That's what I'm doing. Like, so it's not like I'm making this stuff up as we go. Like, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to build an email list. I am willing to invest up to $20 a day in order to do it. I'm doing very specifically for high level because that's where I want to go. I'm also trying to break into our newsletter. And we're doing it very haphazardly now. It's not the best quality because I just don't know. My project load right now is insane. So I'm trying to build it up, but I'm getting into something that I know I can convert easily to a customer if they ask enough questions. Actually, I just converted a customer like I think 3 days ago. I can't remember what day it was, but guy's a big influencer in the seller financing, like seller financing, where people buy houses, but it's through the seller and not with the bank. He's huge in this space, and he found me through like a stupid guide that I made, a checklist, because he was trying to figure out high level. And he got freaked out and he's like, this is too hard. Then he hired me. Like, he's like, I saw your videos. I love them. Like, after the checklist brought him to the videos then sold me. Then I just have to basically, by the time he got on the call, he literally, the conversation started. What do I need to pay you to get this done? I'm like, awesome. Easiest like sell ever. You know what I'm saying? So, but just that's what I'm trying to get to you guys is like, but I put in a lot of elbow grease. Look, I don't have to post in the Facebook group anymore. Like, I'm past that now, but I do anyway because it keeps it relevant. And again, I just schedule it out. Like, whenever you have free time, just go through some of these groups, answer questions, move on, send them guides, give them help, message them personally. I do this all the time. The more of an expert you are, the more your name gets around, the more people will find you, and the less likely you have, the less hard you have to work to get the leads coming in. But right now, this is completely a growth game. So we have choices here, and we're going to try to take a few of them, and we're going to see which one works best. And that lead magnet might not work at all. And if it doesn't, back to the drawing board, create another lead magnet, go forward. You don't quit. You just do something else.
Do you recommend, so I'm playing around with the e-bike, specifically to senior RVers, because my parents are actively looking for e-bikes for that very reason. I thought it would be, the e-bike market is just, fairly vast with who you could target. And I'm trying to decide, and I think the answer is just, why not generate both of them, of just like a simple quiz to help them determine what e-bike is right for them. Versus like more of a guide that's a book that has like different batteries that they might look into and go a little deeper. Yeah. Okay.
Do both.
Cool.
And then when one person does one, like for instance, they download your lead magnet, take my quiz. They take the quiz, download the lead magnet. Like, I mean, like, this is
that's
make them all
perfect.
interconnect. Yeah. Don't like one effort's not going to do it, because all you're going to do is provide massive value. It's going to make the person stick around even longer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I love that e-bike. Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Holy smokes! We should have gone with that one, Luke.
Yeah, we gotta move. We gotta change. So I think our next steps is we have the domain. So Pickle Burst is real. No, I just gave you the login stuff because I don't.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
Pickleburst.com, correct? .com?
.com, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we have Pickle Burst. We'll get the website up, and if we get ZimWriter working, which I believe we can, then I think our next plan of attack is we'll just set up a thing, so we're doing one blog post a day, and I'll get my VA to do that, and then we'll also start posting on Instagram, doing the different videos and things like that. So we just have the content sort of running in the background. I think getting up a little newsletter will be nice. We can try it. Once we have those sources set up, just to speed up the process, then we'll just start doing some low-level ad stuff. Start getting some emails, start building it up. And once we have a little traction there, then we can start with a course. Paid course, see what happens. It could be free, it could be paid. Let's try it and see what happens. And then from there, we can work on some physical products.
What the hell's in the course?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out as we go through, because we're going to get feedback from the customer. And we literally are just going to ask them, once it starts building, you're going to engage with your customers. Like, hey, what'd you guys like to see? They'll tell you. Trust me, they will tell you. They will tell you.
Yep.
You want to have the biggest hit on ego is coach stuff, start posting videos, and have all the people, your music's too loud, you talk too fast. Holy smokes. Talk about like waking up every morning wanting to cry yourself in a corner. But like that's part of the game, right? So it's like, holy crap, if I can only be perfect, it would be amazing. For everybody, that is. So but yeah, so I mean, they'll give you feedback, Jojo. You just gotta pick and go. Like I just want you to take action, pick and go. The only thing you're sacrificing is time, literally. And if you have very little of it, then only sacrifice like 30 minutes a day on this. This isn't a big project. You saw us build shit in like less than 30 minutes.
And one thing I'll show real quick as we wrap up. This is old. Let me see if I can find it. This is from like a year ago, where we had a crazy project going on.
Hold on, let me just ask a quick question to Nuno about can you show us maybe not this week, but next time the what I'm trying to say, the style of the WordPress site that you're gonna have for your
Oh no, we'll do that live. We'll do that live. We'll
Huh?
we'll do that 100% live.
Thank you.
But again, I like WordPress is a little bit, I wouldn't say it's a little bit more complicated. It does get a little trickier. I'll go as slow as possible. I'm going to use a builder just like we have it there. And we'll give you some resources on that. But again, I'm not making a pretty ass website. I'm just making a very functional blog area that I'm just going to blog. That's all I'm going to use that WordPress site. All my funnels, all my lead magnets are going to be done in high level. And I'm probably going to just get my designer to whip up something pretty cool that doesn't offend anybody and that looks pretty cool. And now that we have Pickleburst, we could generate some logos. We can have fun generating some logos for Pickleburst. I like Pickleburst. That's actually comes out the tongue pretty good. I think it's a pretty good idea. Like that's going to sound pretty good. And you guys should just like do it with us. Like try to get a domain, try to pick something. That e-bike thing, Amy, is amazingly good idea. That is definitely a rising market. You know, you can focus on safety. You can focus on like, oh my God, the same approach we're almost having here. If your ideal avatar is somebody of that older age.
Yeah, I have everything except the lead magnet generated. I did a bunch of research today, and it is a rising market, but I think especially like senior RVers, just seeing my parents process through it because they don't want to pull a car behind their RV.
Yeah,
They want to have mobility, and like their mobility is different. My mom and my dad's mobility is different, so the e-bike levels that playing field for both of them. There's a lot of cool.
Can you become, does Amazon, I know this sounds like a stupid question, does Amazon sell e-bikes?
Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. You can get e-trikes even for seniors with balance issues. And then
you become the reason why I asked that is think of it like becoming
no, I'm going to set up an affiliate with Amazon.
And I already told you guys how to teach the system on that, right?
No.
Become an affiliate.
Yes.
Send
money.
Send money to your friends. Have them buy under your affiliate links. Period. Consider, hey, I'm going to do a little something different for Christmas this year. I'm going to send you all $20. I need you to go buy a gift right now. All right. But you got to use this link in order to buy it. That's it. All right. So and I think it'll tell you, read the rules really specific, Amy. I don't know what's changed about them. I think it's very specific. Like I think you need 6 purchases in 27 days or 14 days, whatever else, and then just go from it.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was trying to find this thing that we had did. Yeah, I'll share this real quick. Here's one thing you can do. Obviously, pretty sure this is ours. But one thing that we experimented with way early on was buying a ton of domains and creating a ton of Instagram accounts, and then using AI and a team of VAs to just spam it like crazy, just go nuts. and it worked. We got some
on the same subject.
We had a bunch of different subjects. We had skincare and weight loss and all kinds of other things. We eventually cut it because it was costing it's costing quite a bit. It's costing like 10,000-15,000 a month, and the ROI was going to be long term, and we figured there were other things to do. But again, with elbow grease, you can do the exact same thing, and I can even share. And we had some that got, for example, we had videos that would get, these are shorts, complete AI generated, 1.1 thousand views, 1,000 views, 1.3 thousand views, and we had one that got 125,000 views, which is pretty wild, all completely AI generated. And I'm trying to find where that video was, because I'm sure it still exists, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the domains. I'll show you real quick, and maybe on a future one I can give you some of the prompts. They're nothing crazy, but I can show you how to make these.
Are you tired of spending loads of money on expensive skincare products that just don't seem to work? Well, I've got the perfect solution for you, frozen cucumber. Not only is frozen cucumber a natural and eco-friendly option, but it's
Voice is
also
pretty good.
incredibly effective at rejuvenating and brightening your skin. Are you tired of using makeup and Photoshop to enhance your beauty? Well, you're in luck
Tired of that,
because we
Nuno?
have some tips for you that don't require any of those things. First up, gua sha.
So pretty cool. And that's all done using Flicky.
Flicky, yes,
Yep.
Flicky.
Flicky. So that's FLIKI.
KI dot
11
AI.
Labs.
Oh, 11 Labs.
Yeah, Flicky AI, and then 11 Labs for the voice, and that's pretty much it. And then there is a series of prompts which I can give you next time, and we can go through it and make some as well. And so that's one way that you can do it. Now, again, obviously, the more effort and creativity you put into these, the more likely you're going to get one that blows up, right? We had tons of videos being posted, and most of them got no views, right? Some of them blew up. Amazing. Did that convert to paying customers or lead magnets or anything like that?
And
No.
AI's come a long way since then.
It's come a long way.
Yes.
So there's a ton more that you can do. And we'll look through it. I encourage you guys as well, if you didn't play around with that little custom GPT for hooks, it's really, really good, especially for short form stuff, right? So in that podcast I posted earlier from those guys, one thing they mentioned that they would do is they would start exactly what we're doing, start with content. And specifically, they'd be looking to create content that has the capacity to go viral, right? Doing stunts, doing things like that. And so they came up with a bunch of ideas. It requires work, right? It's not something you're just going to automate and make with AI yet. But if you were to do a strategy like that, using this little bot, very, very powerful. You can put in pickleball.
Borrowed over time. How come I never saw this? Whoa.
Okay, so transforming a deserted lot into a pickleball paradise for under $50. Awesome. Pickleball with the twist, playing with unusual objects instead of paddles, right? It loves that one. I'm teaching my grandma to play pickleball in just one day. Pickleball in extreme locations. We're doing a roof. Glow in the dark pickleball tournament. Pickleball marathon, right? Like playing nonstop 24 hours for charity. Pickleball versus tennis. So there's a lot of great ideas in here. This requires you to get out there, be on camera, and put in some work. But they're pretty cool. I think they're
Would
awesome.
you just explain to me, what does foreshadowing mean? I saw that and I didn't understand.
So foreshadowing is from that's from the girl who I got a lot of these things from. Her name is Jenny Hoyos. She's crushed shorts, and so that's her terminology. Is basically you use a hook, and then the foreshadowing is to show what happens at the end of the video. Okay, so whether it's like, a lot of hers are like, I made a $1 Whopper, right? And at the end of this, and then I showed it to my dad to see what he liked, right? So the foreshadowing would be like an image of him like eating both of those and then deciding what to like. Okay, and then you go through the rest of it, and then the last line is him eating it and making his decision about which one was better. Cool. So the foreshadowing is just getting to that last line. But those are some things we can focus on. I think we feel pretty good for today, and next time we'll just pick it up and do the dink, you know.
Cool.
Thank you so much indeed.
Well, we
Thank
got
you.
quite a bit of an agenda for next time, so it's like,
Yeah.
we'll get through it all in like 2 hours. That'll be great.
Perfect. All right, y'all. There will probably not be a call for next week because next week is going to be the holidays, and but the following week after, we will see you live and in action.
All right, awesome. All
All
right,
right, y'all.
everybody, enjoy your holidays. Happy holidays, everybody, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you
That'll
tomorrow,
be
sorry, guys.
On the
Bye,
4th.
guys.
Hold on, not next week. It's the 28th because it's Thursday. After that, it's the 4th. Okay,
Yes.
January the
Yes.
4th. Yeah,
Yeah. You hold me to it.
indeed. Happy holidays. Thank
Right.
you.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.